What's up, Epic 7? TristenWulf here, bringing you a review of some of the events and results from the update that you may or may not have noticed, some news about what's coming, and some tips and tricks. So let me jump right in and go through this because we got a lot to cover here. So first things first, this event that's popped out, the Treasure House Heist. Some people have been asking how this works, and let me show you how this works. It's really not that hard just to bulldog through, but turn auto up. Now he's talking about his password. Nobody can figure out his password, right? I just love gold so much. That's the password, guys. Watch the ads. Watch real carefully, and they will flash letters. And you see there, this number 3 had a G on it. So we hit the G first with a single target attack, and they flash again. There was the O on this number 3, so we're going to hit him next. Now the O's down. Now watch closely. There's the L. The L flashed on number 3 again. And you know what? That was the D. We just luck sacked into hitting it. There's an E on this one. There's no E in the word gold. So now we just hit the crystal and it's over. In and out that quickly. Now you can just press auto and let your guys figure it out eventually. You really can't fail. It just takes a little bit longer. So if you want to speed clear through this quickly, just spell gold. Now, another thing that's popped up is in RTA. You guys been having fun with RTA? Isn't Arunca a blast, guys? So let me show you this little trick. So let's say you're in a match. You're trying to figure out who to pick first, right? If you click the search button and search for the unit, right there she pops up, Boss Arunca, and I can select her right off the list. Saves a lot of time chasing down a unit, right? And it also remembers it for last time, so I can look for my Empyrean Ilanov. But which Empyrean Ilanov do I want to use? If you press and hold on the unit, you can tell them apart. This one right here is my protection set Ilanov, and this one right here is my destruction set Ilanov. So no longer will you struggle to figure out which unit is which, or go, does this unit have gear on it or not? You can look, it's like, yeah, got the gear set, got the artifact, it's a geared unit. So you can kind of preview it before you take it. Great if you have dupes, or great if you're just trying to remember who you have that's wearing gear. We're gonna make this guy miserable. Cancel, search, well, not search, search up here, remembers from the past. So we'll just pick, let's see, not that Harsetti, that Harsetti. There we go. And hit cancel, hit search, and I'll run this unit. Why not? We're just going to make this guy absolutely miserable. He's going to try to cleave us, and we're going to do everything we can to stop it. Oh my gosh. Show me what you've got. All right, guys. Nice hit. That almost scratched my paint. Destina, can you fix all this, please? And thank you. Lovely. Okay, I guess the fight just started. What you gonna do now? Oh no, my poor Harsetti. All right, buddy. GG. I'm proud of you for sticking it out. Even after your cleave failed, you still gave it the old college try, so mad props to you. So aside from this nice in-game stuff, some things have popped up on Stove. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the Stove page. There will be links to both of these posts in the description of the video. First is the Boss Arunca relationship quiz event. Make sure you sign into Stove and click on this thread right here, Boss relationship quiz event, because if you do, all you have to do is leave a comment and 2 free Liefs will drop into your mailbox on April the 30th, on Wednesday. So, I mean, it's 160 free stamina for typing a few lines, right? You don't even have to read about the quiz. You don't have to worry about it being anything challenging. You can literally just scroll down, copy whatever the top post is, paste it, and change it to your name. Make sure you use your in-game name, whatever your name is in the game, not your Stove name, not your Discord name, your in-game name, your server. And then the answer. And literally, I think you can put anything, because if you read the fine print, it just says for all heirs who leave a comment, not who answer the quiz correctly, just for who leave a comment. So go ahead and do that. Click register, which is the fancy word for publish or post. You're not registering for anything. Put that on there and boom. Free Liefs. Free 160 stamina on Wednesday. Easy as that. Now the last little bit of news is kind of the big deal, kind of the big little bit of news, and that's a surprise balance patch preview. It's right, and out of the normal rotation balance patch adjustments. So let's check this out. It says that we sincerely appreciate the interest of all of our heirs who have continued our adventures with us in Epic 7. With these balance adjustments, we plan to implement changes to 2 heroes, just 2. These change schedules will take effect following the update on May the 8th. May the 8th. And they're doing this for Fenris and New Kid Auden. Now note, they're saying that this adjustment is outside of the normal adjustment rotation, that they will still have the planned, regularly scheduled balance adjustment on June the 5th, previewed 2 weeks prior to that. That's still planned. This is outside of the normal, that they're doing this in preparation for these 2 heroes receiving exclusive equipment. So, spoiler alert, Fenris and New Kid Auden are getting exclusive equipment probably on the same date. We don't know what that exclusive equipment is, but we can look at what they're doing with their buffs and maybe try to figure out where they're going with this and what the exclusive equipment's going to be all about. So Fenris first. All they did for Fenris is add to his kit that he will increase the combat readiness of the ally in the back row by 50%. So that's great. He can now help bridge a unit in the back row, I guess. He will do his S3, and whoever's in the back row will get CR pushed up. I do like these conditional things, right? Like, you know, Arunca only works when she's in the front. Child Senya only works when there's a green unit in the front. You know, this unit only works in the back row. This unit can't be in the back row, or he... You know, I wonder if he will CR push himself. I guess you could put himself in the back row, because it just says the ally, and he is technically your ally. So I guess you could use your S3 and then self CR push by 50%, or you could choose to CR push somebody else in the team, maybe somebody who's got a CR boost, so you can double bridge and really radically increase the tempo of your team. It doesn't really change Fenris's kit. He still has the same old issues of him being a PvE unit, but it's interesting. We have to see where they go with this. They're saying that it now increases the ally in the back row after attacking. It will improve his synergy with allies taking turns after him, allowing more flexible team comps. It will allow for a more aggressive style of play, which is good, because after Arunca, things are far from aggressive right now. And the Moonlight Heroes, New Kid Auden. This is Dark Auden, the 4-star ML Auden, not any of the variety of colors that she has. This is the Dark Auden, the singular banner unit. They are changing her kit. Before, it was just a basic injury attack, but when she used it on her turn, if she had vigor, it would attack all enemies and didn't trigger a dual attack. They're changing it so that when she is granted vigor, a successful attack will inflict additional damage equivalent to 50% of the injuries on the target. Wow. So they're really trying to make injury a thing, and they're giving Auden a injury pop damage, like when Death Dealer Ray S1 somebody and they pop, like when Shu S1 somebody. Well, Shu's is a fixed damage. This is based on 50% of the injury. So it's much more like Death Dealer Ray's injury pop damage. The more injury you have, the harder this is going to hit. And when you soul burn it, it's an AoE attack, which will pop to 50% of the injuries. So this is going to be very, very nasty to run on a team that runs injuries. It's going to increase that pop damage. That's going to make Fallen Cecilia way more important to defend against it, and also injury set as a more viable way to attack, which is probably a good thing with as tanky as the meta has suddenly gotten. Onto her number 2 skill. You started this. They are changing it so that she gives herself 50% evasion, same. She grants herself vigor, same. And counterattacks. And the counterattack can only be activated once per turn. So now they're changing it so that when she successfully evades, she doesn't just get vigor, but she gets vigor and she counterattacks. And remember, when she attacks, she does injury and pop damage. So units that are just going to miss on her, like, oh, I don't know, any unit with an AoE skill is going to take a counterattack up the wazoo, giving them injury. Up to 10% of their health is injury, and then pop damage. Let's think about that, right? What if you've done this twice? What if you got 20% injury on a 30k HP Harsetti, right? 20% injury means you have just done 6k injury off of them. That means you're going to do 3k pop damage every time she attacks. So it's a free 3k damage of pop plus more injuries. It's really going to stack up. Auden, I think, is going to suddenly be very usable in slower comps where you're using injury to whittle down the enemy, and where you're using the pop damage from the injury pop to dive into units that are trying to hide behind damage limits. And finally, her number 3 skill, they've removed the soul burn from it because they moved the soul burn up to her S1 skill for an extra turn. And because they removed the soul burn from it, which used to decrease the skill, the turns on it from 4 down to 2, they're just changing it to naturally a 3-turn cooldown skill. So it's going to cycle slower with the soul burns. You know, if you use the soul burns, that'll cycle slower, but it's naturally going to cycle fast. And 3 turns is nothing. 3 turns is a very fast cycle rate on an S3 skill, very fast. So you're gonna be able to S3, S1, S1, S3. You're gonna be able to fly through this skill, so it's pretty good. It all comes down to the balance adjustments being alongside their new exclusive equipment. What additional things do we get out of their exclusive equipment? I think these 2 units could be freaking fantastic. So if you've just had them off to the side, not really doing anything for you, it might be time to dust them off. Maybe feed them some penguins. Maybe get them ready for the May the 8th balance patch and exclusive equipments. We'll know more when they drop the EEs, but this is an interesting change and out of the blue, and really not the norm. It's like they forgot him on the last bounce patch, so squeezing him in last minute. So let me know what you guys think. Tell me in the comments section. Are you excited to see Fenris and New Kid Auden maybe making a return, or not even a return, but maybe making a debut on the scene as usable functional units? Do you think it's much ado about nothing? Make sure you take that survey, and I hope those tips inside the game helped you out. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be out of town, so I will be back probably Sunday night. We'll stream then and talk about more stuff. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, Epic 7.